What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chris, aka the Water King, coming at you for another Dueling Bros video. And today we have an exciting deck. A lot of you guys have reached out and said you liked my fear deck, Grave-Robbin. Well, now you're gonna get to see it in action. Okay, so I am playing my Darkened Spirit deck, Grave-Robbin, versus Anish's Frost deck, and this is a tasty battle. Both of these decks thrive in the mid game, so we shall see what happens, who can reach their power spike first, and so on and so forth, because Frost does have some tricks up its sleeves, while also my deck does. So this is going to be a fun matchup. I hope everybody is doing good today. I've won the die roll. Anish is currently mulliganing to 6. Man, oh man, I got some deck breakdowns coming for you guys very soon too. I have a few decks that I'm going to try, and at the locals coming up, and I'm going to do deck breakdowns each week. I plan for each of those. I love trying new stuff out. Okay. So I played an Aura, I played Bookmark in the past, and then Anish played a Frost Aura, and then passed. And I got my second Prism Aura out. Those are proxies. Sometimes it still gets confusing for people, so I take my bad handwriting on a piece of paper and I write Prism Aura on there. I just don't like there to be any confusion. Okay, I see the New Year's, the Power of Bread, an Icy Path. A lot of good things for an... Oh! Okay, but no Cuck. I get it. I get it. And he got rid of one of my All Hallows Eve, so it's really not a bad choice. In fact, that All Hallows Eve is, if you've watched my deck breakdown for my Grave-Robbin deck, you'll know All Hallows Eve is super, super vital. And then you see I drew that second All Hallows Eve, so that was a bit lucky. And then I got another Aura, so I should be able to play whatever I want going forward. Except for maybe like Walking Sam, I need another Dark Aura for Walking Sam, or Spirit Aura, either or. That Walking Sam is just a win condition in itself. Hopefully he makes a appearance in one of these duels. I'm gonna do part 1 and part 2. I used to do game 1, game 2, game 3, game 1, game 2, but I feel like that gives away kind of what goes on if you watch the first one. So I'm just gonna start doing part 1 and then part 2, so that way, you know, I'll mix it up. You know, if the games are short, part 1 might be game 1, game 2, and then part 3 maybe game 3. You know, we'll figure out the kinks. Just trying some new stuff out. So he plays an Aura and ups that Frost Ring. He gets Cucky. Frost 1 and 10 damage on the Frost Ring, and then he Frost Bites my sack ability for the kill. And as stated in my Grave-Robbin deck breakdown, I really don't care if you get rid of my beasties, because of that beautiful card sitting on top of my limbo, or my cemetery right there, which is called All Hallows Eve. And then DC, the Demon Cat, is coming out hot, and so you can target burrowed beasties with traits. It is in the rule book. Go ahead and look it up. And that is in fact what we are doing right now, because you know, you don't want to make a mistake in practice and then you move on to like a real tournament, and then that mistake costs you a top 8 match, or getting into top 8, or you know, that's just the worst feeling in the world, because it's little rules like that come up in the top 8 scenarios. Very good question by Anish to make sure that I wasn't having my burrow rulings on point, and I did. And so now Prism Aura for another Bookmark, because he already New Year's, so let's fill that hand up. He's not gonna New Year's twice. And I got that second Dark Aura. Now if only I can draw that Walking Sam, it's going to be a huge win condition, because while Heal actually can stop the momentum of a Walking Sam, but once you play Walking Sam, you you have to start playing 2 pieces at a time. And he goes ahead and he plays that Wahila really fast. Wham bam. Now, honestly, it might not matter against this deck because of Death and then Death Beam, so the Stone Skin doesn't necessarily come into play. But if I was him, I think in a normal scenario, might want to put Amikuk as a trap, because you already leave the 2 aura up for the Icy Path. Amikuks get first strike when they're defending. It's a very, very good trap card, Amikuk. I think a lot of people sleep on the Amikuk trap portion, but I feel like if you went to the water tower, you'll understand trap mechanics a lot more, and I feel like we're going to start seeing more trap players and decks. I really wish they had a trap spot for the caster, so you could put like a trap, and if they attack the caster, that would flip. I feel like that would make traps a lot more viable. Can't do a zombie apocalypse, Chris, with that 1 spirit aura. Anish was like, no. Yeah, this is like I said before, the beginning of these 2 decks kind of not as exciting as maybe a flame deck or like a lightning deck that likes to get busy right off the bat, or maybe even like a fearsome critter deck. These 2 decks are kind of like water in the sense where it kind of needs build up. I would, Frost is actually really good against water as long as you know what to Icy Path and when to do things against water, because that's all it is. Timing. Playing against water is just timing, and of course you get the type advantage with Frost. I played a second DC the Demon Cat. So DC the Demon Cat is just so strong. It really is. Every single time you attack the caster directly, they have to put the top page from their spellbook into the afterlife. That is so strong for the All Hallows Eve. Anish is just checking his cemetery to see if he has enough to get me still. So he killed my 1 DC with Wahila, and then he killed the other one with the Frost Ring. Already had damage. The other one already had damage, and Alaskan Vortex for Icy Path and Frostbite is very, very strong. The ever since Glacial Demon came out, just Frostbite in the main is much sexier because it ignores Stone Skin, and you get to draw if you destroy a beastie. So it's very, very strong. I think Frost is just going to be very, very strong very soon. I noticed the brightness is kind of up for for the videos. Don't worry, guys. Next time I will be sure to do a better job to make sure it's not so bright towards the bottom of the screen. I actually had to scrap a couple of dueling videos because it was just too bright, and I hadn't dueled in a long time, non-water decks, and I was just so excited I did not even check. So a zombie apocalypse, and we just had a quick discussion about would the zombie tokens be burrowed or not? Because it doesn't target the beastie, all the beasties do become zombie tokens. In that instance, I didn't really think it mattered. An official ruling would probably be nice. I probably just don't know the ruling. I don't know everything. Boom, boom. Probably should, right? It would just help me, but that's one of those niche rulings that could win or lose you a top 8 game. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You never know. So let's see what I decide to do here. Another Sackabilly. I am not hitting my rolls anymore. And now we do a DC the Demon Cat. Alright, I got it that time. I need to put like bumpers around the arena so that the dice stays on screen. The dice, they always have a mind of their own. Another cuck. Just cuck it, cucky, 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 cucky. And then I just replaced his token card. Is like flipped over pieces with tokens because I'm totally not planning to All Hallows Eve soon. I should have did that earlier. That was actually a dead giveaway of what I was gonna do soon. So you know, had he not used his aura just then, could have been danger territory. If he had like the Hermit or something, he could stop my All Hallows Eve. Always swing with the DCs first before you All Hallows Eve. Potentially get you an extra beastie. Pretty sure it was a Frost Aura though. No! That is the only bad thing about this deck. There's a good and bad thing about this deck. All your beasties got fear, so you're gonna be rolling left, right, and center. But you gotta hit the rolls, and, you know, it really drags the games out. It's, when you do hit your rolls though, it is the most frustrating thing for your opponent, because they're just like, bro, like, alright, I'm trying to play here, stop it. And then as they're trying to play, you're whittling their deck down with DC the Demon Cat, and next thing you know, they're decking out way early. And you like, it's such a nasty combo, DC the Demon Cat. With All Hallows Eve, it really is. I think even in like normal dark decks, like even if I just like cut this down to like a main dark deck, I think I would still have the 2 Prism Aura, just so I could run DC the Demon Cat in my All Hallows Eve. I mean, it is that strong. Let's be clear here. DC the Demon Cat is no joke. At this point, I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out what he has to see when it's a time to. So he New Year's the Wahila away, and then iZombie Apocalypse the second Wahila away. So that's what I was checking for, because with both of the Wahilas out of the way, it's gonna be really hard for him to now stop my momentum going forward. Say I draw my Walking Sam, or I draw something crazy, be very, very good. I'm very, very confident, because even with Icy Path, like all my beasts are spirit for the most part, so you're not really gonna be able to like do much to them. You're not gonna be able to Icy Path. Although Icy Path and a DC Demon Cat into myself would be not so fun, right? So I All Hallows Eve eventually, right now. Boom, boom, boom. So I've been running this deck for a little bit now, and I've noticed the easiest tactic so that you don't mess up your All Hallows Eve is attack with everything that is on the field first. That way you don't get mixies of what's going on. So I was like, okay, I'm done with all this business of all your beasties, and so I am gonna Wahila, bam, double Wahila to wipe his whole field. It doesn't target. A little back and forth about its power, so it doesn't affect Amy Cuck. And then again, I go back to the rules just real fast, just to make sure that it just doesn't say target, much like Magi-proof and spells. And so I confirmed it. It's similar to the zombie apocalypse situation earlier. And then I use his own aiming cut. I basically use his own beasties to wipe his field. And then everything goes to the afterlife after this turn. And that's because I only was able to use his beasties because of that nighttime terror that I have that makes it Halloween. So don't be trying to steal other people's beasties if you don't play that Terra. So there's no reason to not play nighttime in a deck anymore. And also, if you're playing dark, be on the lookout. You gotta have your anti-destroy Terras. Because you want to have like your second anniversary. Maybe you want to splash dampen because you don't want somebody to stop your All Hallows Eve, and then you want to stop like a destroy Terra. Or any spell or anything that would destroy your terrace. It's so nasty. Oh, that was two more Frost Aura. And then I attack him with 10. And I create a Shadow Puppet token. I never actually go for the Shadow Puppet token main thing because that's a lot of turns to keep that boy alive. And he only has 60 LP. So it's like, and the Shadow Puppet token's only got 20 LP. I don't know. That's just not a good thing, I don't think. Hit no fear. So the fear is on contract, and Houston Batman's arena effect is an arena effect. So he's not in the arena yet, so you can't use his arena effect yet. A lot of people make that mistake, including myself. The same goes for Wendigo. You know, when you do Wendigo, his effect is an arena effect, so you can't do it on contract. I made that mistake recently, actually, and someone kind of was like, opened my eyes to it, and I felt like a silly goose head. So Anish plays a Glacial Demon. He's in a very, very tricky spot here. And it's more of, I have a lot left of my deck, and he doesn't. Not only does he not have a lot left of his deck, you know, I still got 2 DC the Demon Cat, so he can either do nothing. Okay, that's fair. Or he can defend. And if I was him, I would defend. And yes, that's what he does. Now, unfortunately, Freeze does not stop the arena effect, so at this point, he doesn't have any cards in hand. This game is pretty much mine. I just have to try to win before I deck out. I play a Jersey Devil. You can't see it because of where I placed it. And instead of doing the fear, I do the 30 damage. And then Anish just stated that that's game. He doesn't have any cards left. A Frostbite and another Icy Path. Frost Aura. And that's what this deck does, you know. There's a lot of times where people will surrender before their life points get 0, just because what can you do? And then I had that Mothman. Of course, I still have Power Pred still. So that was game 1. Let's see what happens with part 2 later.